Thanks for taking some time out of your afternoon to come and check out the training session here and learn a few things and get some insight into what we're up to here at Seizmik lately. So I'm going to jump into it. I'm going to try to finish early. I'm going to try to cover a lot of stuff and talk really fast. You'll have access to all these resources after we're done. So I'm going to jump right in, and feel free if at any point, if you guys have questions, chime right in, ask your questions, interrupt me. That's perfectly fine. Love to have it be as interactive as it can possibly be. All right, so I want to start off and I want to talk about UTVs and the massive missed opportunity. So I've been doing these training sessions on this stuff for a couple of years now. I've done them at the last couple of Tucker shows, and Tucker is now rolling out a program to the entire sales team to help us together make the rubber hit the road inside the dealerships. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about this to get any of the details because all the resources are available in other places and I can't really get into it very effectively with the amount of time that I have here. But I am just super excited about this because it is a potential huge opportunity for all of us to win, including the dealers, including the end users, and it really comes primarily at the expense of the OEMs who are very, very busy cramming so much product and so much other stuff down the dealers' throats that really is in the dealer's best interest. So this is a great program. We have spent a ton of time working on this and how to actually make it effective out in the sales field. So I'm really looking forward to getting the rubber hitting the road with this. I'm going to be doing a ton of traveling with a whole bunch of guys here through the end of the year and into next year. So keep an eye out for this stuff. Pay attention to what you see in the inside track. Pay attention to what all these programs are. If you can take the time to learn the stuff, if you can take the time to see a different way to have the sales pitch, it's a great way to get you talking to the owners, the general managers, and having a serious impact in their business and going way beyond just going to the back of the store and go to the parts counter and selling your thing. And it is really, really impactful when it's done even remotely well. So that's all I'm going to say about that right now. I'm going to move in and I'm going to talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. And I want to start off here really getting into it with ideas and tools. And so I have talked to you guys before, and in my last session that I've done and in the tailgating on Tuesdays with Taz at Tucker, I talked about how, hey, if you have ideas, if there are things that you need to make you be more effective inside your dealerships, let us know. And I totally mean it. I am putting a lot of resources into this stuff. I'm putting a lot of resources into the support for the dealers and for you guys talking to the dealers. In fact, we're hiring another person whose primary job is to just help execute all these things. And there's quite a few ideas. So I'm going to highlight a couple things here really quick of stuff that has actually come into us and what has happened and what's gone on with it. So Mark Francis called us up a while ago and said, hey, make some things that have QR codes on there so that I can put them up a little sign inside the store on the wall in the dealership where I can't get dealers to actually put stuff on the wall. And windshields was his first idea. Windshields is where it's very, very difficult to get a dealer to display anything because they're huge. They take up a lot of wall space and they're just not very sexy to display on the wall. So with Mark's input, we made these couple of flyers that are suitable to put up on the wall, and they've got the QR code that shows you all of the features. And what I'm showing you here is for the Versafold, and it's got all of the models that we make of our Versafold windshields, so that instead of having all this stuff up on the wall, you can just put this sign, and then it shows the price, it shows all the details. So if a customer is over there looking at the stuff, they could say, hey, tell me about this thing. What is this thing over here for $349? Maybe as the dealer is trying to cram an $800 OEM windshield down their throat and they don't want to spend that much money. So they can look at this and they can see these other choices. You take your phone over, you scan the QR code, it takes you immediately to the video where the video does the selling and explains what the product does. So we've got these signs available right now, and Mark has made some more of his own that he wanted to be his own specific way. And it's a great way to get information in front of people where we wouldn't normally get the information available. So we've got this sign here for the Versafold windshields, and we've got another one for the Versavent windshields because we've got great videos for these things and great things that make it very easy to scan it with your phone and watch the videos, learn the stuff. And it's a great way to really expand your reach as a salesperson and expand the dealership's reach as salespeople to get more products in front of customers. And really, for you and me, it helps to crack the OEM bubble. They've got this bubble, the sphere of control over what goes on inside the dealership, and this gets more product in front of the customers' faces when the dealers are frequently only pushing the OEM stuff. So this was an idea that completely came from Mark Francis, totally his. And to be completely honest, when it first came up, I didn't think it was a great idea because personally, I'm not a fan of QR codes, but we did it anyway. And Mark believed in it a lot, and Mark's results are freaking fantastic. So in September alone, Mark's sales of Seizmik stuff were up 258%. And he wasn't exactly a slouch in selling Seizmik stuff to begin with. So he is freaking killing it, not only due to these signs and to this approach that he's taking, but it's certainly a part of it. And I've heard from a couple of other guys who have been doing this in the meantime that they've also done really well with this, literally taking these signs, putting them in the stores, hanging them on the wall. Maybe you got to go and say, hey, do you mind if I put this little sign up on the wall so that you can have customers get access to more products? If you guys want to get these signs, email me your address and we will mail you the signs. And they're printed out on this really nice, high quality, UV resistant. It's not even paper. It's like a sheet of plastic kind of a thing. It's a lot more durable than paper. It's a lot better than what you could print on the printer that you have at home. So we want to spread this. We want to get this out. We want to get this in more dealerships. We want to get more of you guys doing this. Also, if you have other product types that you'd like to see us make this for, you might say, hey, give me a sign that is for whatever product you want. And by the way, Mark just messaged me here and said, what did Mark say? He said, most cell phone cameras will read QR codes without an app required, which is something that I found out with my new phone because I'm a techno grouch and I have old stuff usually. But yeah, you just put your camera on and you go over the QR codes and it just reads them. You don't need to have an app. You don't need to do anything specific. You just hold your camera. You don't even have to click the take a picture button on my phone, and it will actually take you to the page and take you to wherever the QR code goes. And these go to our videos. So anyway, Mark, thanks for that. It was a great idea. And so again, email me, steve@seizmik.com. If you want to get some of these signs mailed to you, tell me how many you want. Tell me your address. We'll put them in the mail to you immediately. If you have other product types or other categories that you want to have signs for, tell me that. Say, hey, give me some signs for all of your Honda Pioneer stuff or whatever it might be. But let me get some feedback from you guys on where we should take this next, and we'll make the stuff for you. All right. So now I want to shift gears and I want to talk about Facebook for a minute. So there is so much activity between the dealers and the end users and even a lot of the reps on Facebook. And so obviously we have a Facebook page and we get a lot more customer interaction and we get a lot more feedback. And in fact, we get most of our customer service requests now through Facebook, where somebody's missing a part or where somebody broke something and they warranty help. Most of that comes to us through Facebook now. So if you are on Facebook at all, check out Seizmik UTV on Facebook. Like us, follow us. We post a lot of stuff up there, and it's great if you can post it, share it, forward it to your dealers, get your dealers to look at it. We make a lot of things that we put on Facebook that your dealers can also put on Facebook and make their own Facebook ads. And you're probably aware that all of the ads that we make all of those ad resources, all of those marketing assets available to your dealers so they can post their own ads. The hard part of running ads on Facebook or in any media is actually generating the ad content in the right sizes. And so we do that for you and your dealers for free for everything that we do. Those emails come out, and it's a great way to get the dealers to do things, whether they just post it on Facebook themselves or whether they actually run ads or run search ads, Google ads, whatever they want to do. We make all of those ad resources available for anyone who wants to use them. So the focus here is talking about ideas that exist to improve the marketing and to get in front of more customers and the tools that there are today. And so Facebook is a great one, super popular. Almost everybody uses it, obviously, and all that other jazz. And it's just a great way to get in front of a very, very broad audience very consistently in a super, super effective way. When we look at our data, we're getting more views of videos that are hosted on Facebook than are hosted on YouTube most of the time. And we get a lot of YouTube views, but we're getting even more Facebook views. So it is a great tool for marketing. If you are not using it right now, I would highly suggest you do. Get your dealers on board, get your dealers to be your friends, to follow you on Facebook, and use it and post the stuff and use it as a business tool. All right. So I'm going to shift gears away from ideas and tools for a little while, and I'm going to talk about some new products. And some of these things are already in stock, and some of them will be in stock within the next month or so, and I want to highlight a couple of things with a couple of features that maybe everybody isn't really aware of because you think you know it, but maybe you don't. So I want to start off with the IQOS 2. So we have come out with a second generation IQOS, which stands for in-cab on-seat, and it is the second generation of our wildly successful IQOS gun holder that we came out with 2 years ago. So this is a gun holder that will hold ARs with pistol grips and magazines. It is a completely new tool. It is larger. It is completely different than the IQOS 2, but it has a lot of the same features and benefits in common. So it will hold, and this is the really, really important part of it, ARs that have a pistol grip and a magazine in them. It will also hold regular rifles, regular shotguns, and it will hold a wider range of weapons because the new IQOS 2 is taller and holds the guns at a steeper angle, so more guns will fit in more vehicles. So here you can see the cutaway that shows how the guns, how ARs in particular with pistol grips and the magazines are actually held inside. And it's super effective at carrying ARs. The IQOS 1, the first generation IQOS, would not hold an AR with a pistol grip. So this thing, a lot of refinement and a completely new tool and a lot of testing, we were able to modify the designs, come up with something completely different that will actually carry the ARs really, really effectively. The IQOS 2s are tan in color, like military desert tan, so they're very, very easy to distinguish from the black first generation IQOS 1s. So this is what it looks like when you buy an IQOS 2. This is how it comes, and you can see it's got the spot here and it's got these holes, and this is where you can attach a different accessory, an accessory for the accessory, if you will, that is a set of pistol holders that will attach to the IQOS 2 so that you can actually carry pistols as well as two long guns. The shape and the design of the IQOS 2 has been modified so that it can actually act as a shooting rest, a bipod type of replacement type of a product, or a tripod replacement, so that when you're sighting your gun in, or if you're laying on the ground hunting varmint, or if you're leaning on the hood of your car to sight your gun in, you can actually use the IQOS 2 as the gun rest to do that. Lots of guys who go out hunting, lots of guys who are really serious about this stuff and they sight their guns in, will carry around sandbags or leather-covered sandbags or something like that to actually rest their gun on as a support when they're trying to get their sights zeroed in and get them exactly super accurate. This solves that problem for you. And this idea came from a couple of different professional hunters who were using the product, and they said, hey, this is what I'm using it for. If you could make the thing better at that, it would be great. So the dimensions of it are really well thought out. So it's very good to use on the hood of a utility vehicle, and in another dimension, flipped the other way, it's very good to use in the tailgate of a truck. And it's no accident. And those features with these gun rests are built right into the IQOS 2. So this is something that not a lot of people know about. This very subtle, small-ish seeming feature is really, really important to people who are really super hardcore hunters. And then here's the pistol holders and the magazine holders. So these are silicone rubber, and they're a really thick, really high-quality silicone rubber. So they will hold nearly any shape sidearm and any shape magazine. And there are straps that go over the pistol and over the magazine to hold them in place so they won't bounce out. And since they're silicone, they're remarkably stretchy, remarkably resilient, and they will hold revolvers, they will hold semi-automatic pistols like what you see here. They'll hold nearly any shape and any size gun. Where they're positioned is really smart, because when you get into a utility vehicle, most shooters are right-handed. If you're wearing a shoulder holster and you've got that gun under your left arm when you're driving the vehicle, that gun is bumping on the shoulder restraint that is part of the ROPS requirements for utility vehicles, and it's a huge pain in the butt. And then if you're wearing it where a normal holster would be on your hip, on your belt, it's in the way of a seatbelt. So this gets it up by your knee. So it's very, very easy to get to, very easy to grab very quickly if you need to, and it's also out of the way of your body when you're driving. Here you see the IQOS 1, the black, and the IQOS 2 side by side. So you can see that the IQOS 2 is substantially larger. It's wider, it's taller, it's at a steeper angle than the first generation IQOS. Inside the foam, the closed cell foam body is in here, but where the pistol holders attach is a steel plate with threaded inserts. So when you attach the pistol holders, you're actually screwing into a steel plate. So it's very, very durable. And here's a nice shot of one of the built-in gun rests right here up in the front on the IQOS 2. The IQOS 2 retails for $229. The pistol and magazine holders kit, a pair, left and right, so it's 2 of them, retails for $50. They're sold separately because not everybody wants to carry pistols when they're out in their vehicle. So we didn't want to make everybody pay for that extra feature when they didn't need it. So $229 for the IQOS 2, $49.99 for the pistol holders to go along with it. All right, so moving on, I want to talk about a couple of new door kits that are not in stock yet. They are shipping out of China right now. So they'll be in stock here in about the next 40 days-ish, roughly. And I know we're a little late for the season, but better late for never, and we don't really follow a timeline with anything anymore because in reality, the timelines don't really matter. So when things are ready and when things are right, we ship them. So these are, I'm going to start off with 2 door kits that are brand new incremental SKUs. So first of all, the Ranger XP 1000, a vehicle that we don't currently have door kits for, we've got a door kit for that will be in stock in about 40 days. So it is a really nice, really well-made piece. I'm going to get into the details of it also, but I want to cover that and the doors for the Defender also at the same time because they have a lot of the same features and they're made the same way. And it's different than how we've made doors in the past. So you can see the Defender is obviously a completely different shape, and there are 3 main models of Defenders, the Defender 5, Defender 8, Defender 10. They're all the same doors. They're all the same chassis, the same windshield, same roofs, all those types of things. Different engine sizes and different trim levels, but these doors fit on all of the Defender models. So I'm going to talk through the feature and benefits on these things, and you're going to see some of the things that you're going to be somewhat familiar with, but some are very, very different. So we have a much bigger, nearly 2 times as large latch in the new doors. And it's much more durable, can take a much harder slam, and because the opening here is so much wider, it's more forgiving on these vehicles that in all honesty don't have a whole lot of tolerance control. So it's very difficult to make doors fit well on any of the utility vehicles because there's just so much variation between vehicle. So the new latch is much, much beefier than anything we've ever used before, and much bigger handles, much easier to get closed, and much more forgiving if there's alignment issues on the vehicle or with the door installation. So we have tooled up and made our own gasket. And we wanted a gasket that was made out of a material that had better cold weather qualities so that when it's colder it doesn't get hard, and is more resilient so it can squish more. And so you get a better seal and less difficulty operating the doors when it's really, really cold out of our new gasket that we designed, we tooled, we make out of a different type of material than what pretty much anybody else uses on these things, and it's actually quite an expensive gasket. So we've got new handles inside and out. They're bigger, they have more surface area in every dimension, and they are also recessed in further so that as you're driving down the trail, you're not likely to have anything snag the handle. Some companies use automotive style latches that actually protrude out of the body of the car, outside of the body of the vehicle, and that's honestly a pretty bad idea because it's not too terribly hard to have a stick or a twig or something go in there and get behind that latch. So with these new pieces, it's a lot harder for that to happen, and plenty of room in there for a big glove or a big mitten. Also, we have built-in handles right here that you can see, so you can actually grab a handle to pull the door shut. So that is welded onto the frame, and like all of our doors, we use 3/4-inch tubular steel, whereas the OEMs, even on doors like this, use 1/4-inch bent wire. So this is a much stouter, much stiffer door than what even the OEM models are. We build in a ton of range of adjustment into the hinges. Very easy to install. On the Ranger 1000 and on the Defender doors, you don't have to drill any holes. They bolt into things that are on the vehicle already, and the doors fit in really nice, really tight into how the formed roll cages are. So installation is a piece of pie. So we got clear vinyl windows. We've got zippers, and the windows can store when they're down, and they store in their own little roll-up sleeve in here so that it's not flapping around. We use big heavy gauge zippers. We've got big zipper pulls so that you can pull on them with gloves or with mittens on. And of course, the whole door just comes off in seconds because they're drop style hinges, so you can take the doors off if you want. We are still the only company that puts mirror mounts in every single door that we make. We get lots and lots of customers calling up and say, hey, how can I attach mirrors to my OEM doors? And hardly anybody has mirror mounts built into the doors, and we build them into every single door that we make, and we've been doing that for about 5 years now. So all of our mirrors will attach to all of our doors super easily. Ranger doors, $849.99. Defender doors, $899.99, because they're a lot bigger. So this is 2 brand new SKUs. You haven't had anything to sell for these vehicles from us before, and these hit price points that really nothing else hits in a really, really nice, well-executed package. So 2 things to go out and sell. I would definitely recommend getting them in front of dealers and getting dealers to pay attention to them quickly, because we're late to the season. Customers will want them once the marketing really starts and once the word gets out, and people will be out of stock. We also have a new set of door uppers for the Polaris General. Now, Polaris has changed the guts and the internal structure of the OE lower half doors on these vehicles a couple of times. So we have now refined our design and made it backwards compatible to every previous door structure that there is, and we've improved the door in a number of different ways. It's a little bit more expensive than the old ones. This is a new SKU. The old one still exists, and it is not discontinued. This is a new SKU with new features and a little bit higher price point, but not much. So the primary feature of this door upper that we're making is that after you install the mounting points, the door frame will remove without any tools. So you can see here, these drop-in pieces drop right into the parts that are part of our mounting kit. So after you take your door apart and you install the components in here, one in the back and one in the front, these 2 rods drop in, and that's how your door upper attaches. So that is the primary benefit of it, of the new design. As far as the customer is concerned, customers really don't care if it fits all of the previous iterations of the doors because they only have one, but dealers will care, retailers will care, I care, you'll care, so that's a big part of it too from us, but customers don't really care about that. The other thing that we've done with this door is we've added this secondary latch up at the top so that when you're trailering the vehicle or really driving very aggressively, you can close this latch and hold the door shut tight. On even the very, very expensive Polaris hard doors, when you trailer them, the tops get flexed out because honestly the bottom structure is just not stiff enough to support a door upper very effectively. So this is a way to actually hold the top of the door tight against the body of the vehicle. Polaris does a similar thing on some of their doors. So we've incorporated that into the new model here. And you can see some close-ups here of how the installation goes and what you have to do. You still have to drill a couple of holes in the door, but you have to do that for every door upper that attaches to the General. There is no way around it because of how the door lower has been designed. And here's that upper locking lever that I just described a little bit. You can use it or not, doesn't really matter. The handle to close it is this nice red piece here because the way you close the OE door is you just grab the top of it and pull it shut. So you need a handle to be able to grab to shut this door. So we've added that in here. And of course, just like everything else, mirror mounts built into the doors because that's where they belong. And also, like the 2 new models that I just showed you, our proprietary tooled EPDM foam gasket for a better closing door and a better seal. Nice zippers, really high quality zippers, big zipper pull so you can get them with gloves. The window will roll away and store in its own straps. Really clever, really well thought out. $525 retail. So the seasonality, I get it. They're going to be in at, towards the end of November, which is kind of missing a lot of the early fall sales for sure. But we have sold doors very, very well in previous years. You guys have sold doors very well through February and March. So it's not like we've missed the entire season, although we are definitely late. But get the information in front of the dealers as soon as you can so that they can get orders in. All right, so I've got a few minutes left, and I'm going to try to end up a little bit early here, and I want to talk about videos. And I talk about videos all the time because videos are very, very important. Videos are how customers want to receive information more than any other way. We've got the QR code sheets to put in the store so that customers can watch the videos easily. In the last month, we came out with 6 videos. In the next 5 days, we are shooting 3 more videos. A week after that, we're shooting 2 more videos. We are cranking through videos at a tremendous rate and making a ton of content. So I asked you earlier, check out our Facebook page, like us on Facebook so that you see our content on Facebook. Check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Seizmik UTV Accessories is the YouTube channel so that you will see when we come out with these new things. Forward them, copy the links, share them with your dealers. It's a great way to get the information across. We make the videos now in a manner in which we'll have, like here on the screen right now on the bottom right, you see the ICOS 2 video, which we came out with a little less than a month ago. And it's 1 minute 39 seconds long. But then we have these very, very short clips, 16 seconds long, that you guys can use as a selling tool to present the product. So you're not sitting there saying, hey, watch this whole 1 minute and 39 second video. You can say, hey, check out what this thing does here. And you can talk through it. And you can show them these short little clips, and you can be much more interactive as a salesperson. Your dealers can do the same thing with their customers when they come into the store. So that's the direction we're going with the videos. Use the videos. Please use the videos. They make great selling tools. So much better than a static picture. All right. So with that, I'm done 15 minutes early, if you can believe that. I usually talk so much. I'm never done early, but I'm trying to do a little bit better here. All right. We've got a whole bunch of you here on the phone checking out the presentation. I hope most of you are able to see it. Does anybody have questions, or does anybody have any ideas or things that they would like to see from us, kind of along the lines of Mark Francis and like, hey, make these QR code sheets for us to put up in the stores? I'm dying to hear what ideas you have. I'm dying to hear what things you guys need. The information from the field, from the real world, is more valuable than us sitting around in offices making stuff up. So share what you can with us. Anybody got anything to say? Questions, comments, ideas, anything?
Well, the questions that's up here on the instant messages, do you have Tucker part numbers for the doors and uppers that were just shown?
Yes, we do. And I don't know what they are. And I don't have them on the tip of my tongue. But our part numbers, if you look them up, they will cross-reference into your system and you will be able to see them. So on the screen, the Ranger XP 1000 part number 06024, the Can-Am Defender part number 06027, and the General Door Upper 06017 is the new one.
Yeah, they're not in the system yet, I guess.
They're on hidden status.
Okay.
Yeah, because we haven't shipped them yet, so you're still a ways away from having them in stock. That's not because of you guys. That's because we just haven't shipped them yet, and I don't get to get this whole audience all the time, so I wanted to share it with you while I had you all here on the phone.
How are your new doors different from your older Ranger model doors?
Okay, so there's a lot more steel structure in them. The biggest thing is they fit vehicles that the older doors don't fit. So the old Ranger doors fit the old body style Rangers like the Ranger 900 XP and the other models. We have other models that go backwards. We've got doors that fit the mid-size Rangers as well. The Ranger 1000 is a completely different body style. Those doors don't fit back and forth between those. So that's the biggest thing. It fits a SKU that it fits a vehicle they've never fit before. There is more steel structure in the doors, more support in the doors, completely different latches, way bigger latches, different latch actuators. And the installation and the hinge design is somewhat different and somewhat easier. largely because the Defender and the Ranger 1000 are a little bit easier to put doors on than the older vehicles. Installation time is lower, so installation time is faster, is probably a better way to say that. So quite a few differences, biggest one being they are completely new vehicle fitments for us. Good questions, all of them, by the way. Keep them coming. Anybody else?
Steve, Dusty here. Jody worked an event this past weekend with me in Hatfield.
Yeah.
And any predictions on doing anything for the Talon? Those things were all over the place. And Super ATV is, they're on it, man. They've got it already.
So this is an interesting topic for us around here right now. And to be completely honest, the answer to that is probably not a whole lot of stuff for the Talon, because we will probably go harder after the new Kawasaki KRX. And the thought process there is that the Kawasaki is a better value proposition for a customer and comes with so much stuff built into it already, from high clearance A-arms and a lot of horsepower and bigger wheels and tires, all on the stock vehicle. So we'll probably go after the KRX, and we'll probably do it in a bigger hurry than we normally do things. Because I think what you'll see in a year is there'll be more KRXs rolling around out in the world than there are Talons.
Okay.
So, and you got to see so our Ranger was there with the new Ranger doors on it up at that event. So you got to see that. You got to see an Icos 2. Yeah, you got to see a lot of the new goodies up there.
Yep, very nice stuff.
And a lot of you are selling Icos 2s already. They're selling like crazy. My initial read is that most of the sales of Icos 2s is happening online, and that is probably back to the whole thing that I've said for a couple of years, is the best marketers in the space are the online marketers, and that comes down to make sure that your brick and mortar dealers have them in stock and have them on vehicles and explain them to customers so they know what they are. Because it's not a super intuitive thing. Like, you see that oddly shaped thing and you don't go, oh, that's a gun holder. Like, you have to really understand it. It has to be explained or shown. All right, any other questions, comments? All right, so we're quiet, and I guess that's a good sign.
I think that's a good sign. Everybody knows how to get in touch with you.
Steve@seizmik.com, and email me, please, if you want to get some of those QR code signs mailed to you so that you can put them up inside the dealerships that you call on. Let me know if you need anything else. We'll get it out right away. If you have customers that are doing events, or if you've got a customer who needs a sign or a banner, or they're having an open house and they want to get something as a giveaway, or they want to get some swag, the answer is yes. Tell us what you need. We'll send it out. We'll bend over backwards to support you, support your dealers. So lean on us when the opportunity arises, and the answer will be yes. So I guess on that note, probably time to wrap it up.
Thank you, Steve. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate all your time and attention, and thank you all very much for selling Seizmik stuff. You guys are great.
All right. Take care. Okay?
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Dave.